early part of the season, Steve, teams are usually at their healthiest. How do you maintain that healthy factor throughout the long season?
You know, I love what these organizations are doing, and also players individually. They're getting their rest. They're having the individual trainers on the side. Nutrition has played a huge role right now. And I think for a lot of the younger guys, you can't be afraid to ask the veteran what he's doing. And I think that's what a lot of the veterans right now are taking these young guys under their wing and not only teaching them the skill level on the court, but how to maintain their bodies throughout the season.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. And Detroit looking at who they picked. Lure and Drummond together down low. Then there's Reggie Bullock. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Galloway in at the 2. Now here's Markkanen. In the corner, it's Levine. Off target from outside. Bullock with it. Picked up by Portis. Bullock kicks to Drummond. Here's Jackson. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
A rare offensive rebound for Reggie Jackson, but he knows what to do with it once he gets it.
Levine with it. Lopez a screen. Now here's Levine. Just 5 on the clock. Lopez passes to Markkanen. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. And that one, good.
One of the stronger point guards we have, Chris Dunn, often does his best work in the paint.
Jackson kicks to Galloway. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. That's tipped. Here's Levine, and Levine throws it down.
Up in the rafters, Zach LaVine climbs the ladder as quickly as anyone.
For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Jackson passes to Drummond. Two points. That one goes. Drummond's got his first bucket in this one.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Only the first quarter. Guys are getting in a groove, but communication on the defense has to be better.
Now, here's Dunn. He kicks to Markkanen. Dishes it to Lopez. Shot clock at 6. Back to Markkanen. And the layup's good off the glass.
Great look there from Robin Lopez. Rare to see a big man with that kind of playmaking ability.
The Pistons have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Steve, for the Pistons, improving chemistry on and off the court has been a big focus.
Yes, locker room leadership and pieces that fit together on the court. It's about building a team in every sense of the word. They already got into a nice flow. 4 for 5 from the field.
Pistons trail by 4. Galloway kicks to Lure. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Lure the screen. Here's Drummond, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And Andre Drummond, an incredible combination of size and athleticism. Steve, any players that he reminds you of?
You know, a young Dwight Howard. He's also been compared to a more athletic Moses Malone. Drummond's rebounding numbers back that up.
And he can't get the first one.
The 9th overall pick in 2012. Drummond qualifies as an absolute steal at that spot.
And the Bulls making a change here. Parker's checked in. Then for the Pistons, Johnson, he's checked in for Reggie Bullock. Robinson comes in for Langston Galloway. And Smith subbed in for Jackson. Now here's Levine. 8 points his last outing. Lopez outside. Parker, a screen on Drummond. Pass to Parker. Done outside. And the 3 off target. Pistons trail by 3. They get a hand on it, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Dunn.
A moment now to see the numbers for Smith. Last season's performance for him. Last season, he averaged 11 points a game. 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. Backup point guard, always an important position, and he fills that role beautifully.
Without a good floor conductor coming off the bench, your offense can quickly grow stagnant. He solves that problem well.
Now Robinson, following the miss by Dunn from deep.
Not a big threat from out there. You see why the defense backed off a little.
Robinson against Levine. Lopez a screen. Parker kicks to Portis. Chicago keeps it going. A new 24-second clock. Portis the screen. And Parker, here we go. Lopez. And the Bulls get it back. Dunn, wide open. He fires. A three-pointer, no good. Pistons trail by 3. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Bulls, Carter, he's checked in for Lopez. Valentine comes in for Portis. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Chris Dunn. And Detroit with a change here, too. Pachulia, he's checked in for John Lewis. A minute 42 left to play in the first quarter. Parker sets the screen for Valentine. Layup off the pick. And it's sent back by Drummond. Here's Robinson. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
The new head coach of Detroit is Dwayne Casey. They're lucky he was available. He guided the Raptors to a franchise best 59 wins last season, and he was the coach of the year.
The first one falls. And it goes to show you that any coach can get fired. Casey, one of the most successful, highly regarded coaches in the league. And Smitty still got let go.
If you learn about all he's overcome, all the tough jobs he's worked in the past, you knew he'd take it on the chin and keep on trucking.
Levine dishes to Parker. Carter up top. Pachulia covering. Parker a screen on Pachulia. Levine passes to Valentine. That 3 off the mark. Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Johnson. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling.
Now here's Parker. He's coming off a 10-point game against Philadelphia. Johnson goes in. That one's not going to go. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And that can happen on the road. You can get a little bit tight, and often it really shows itself at the free throw line.
And as a visiting team, you're already behind the 8 ball. Can't afford to give up opportunities like that.
Now, here is Robinson. Wendell Carter unable to get his last shot to go. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. Levine against Smith. Right side, Levine. The pass to Valentine. Up in time. That's the end of the first quarter and not much scoring. It remains close. Bulls lead by 1. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. Bobby Portis, who's known for his work ethic, said he learned a lot from his mother.
She gets up at 3, 4 in the morning and gets off at 1, 2 in the evening. You know, she works hard for her 4 boys. You know, she bears herself off there. And, you know, I always try to pride myself in hard work also because how hard she worked for me.
And she was a basketball player in her own right. Greg, a scholarship at Jackson State University.
Yeah, and gave up basketball when she had Bobby, but she encouraged him to pursue his dream, and she said now she's living her dream through him.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And from what we've seen so far from the Bulls, what's your take?
Aggressive defense in that first period. They forced several miscues.
These guys have quick hands. You have to protect the ball around all of them.
We've got Valentine, Carter out there with Jabari Parker. Then it's Zach LaVine, and it's Holiday in a 2-guard. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. Clock at 2. Smith's shot is good.
The defense slow to react that time. Smith makes them pay using his quickness. Andre Drummond, a prototype athlete at the center position. He checks every box. Leaping ability, lateral mobility, you name it.
Now here's LaVine. Outside Holiday. His 3-pointers off the mark. The Pistons leading. Johnson outside, and there's the foul. It'll go on Denzel Valentine. That is his first foul of the game. Markkanen, he's checked in for the Bulls. Then for the Pistons, Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Stanley Johnson. Langston Galloway comes in for Glenn Robinson III, and it's Jackson in for Smith. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Bullock, good. And for a man the size of Drummond to move and accelerate, Steve, the way he does, the focus has to be on keeping him healthy.
You know what, Kevin? He's been remarkably durable. Played 81-plus games in 4 out of the last 6 seasons. Last year, dropped 30 pounds. He's staying lean and mean.
And good that time. Now it's a 5-point Detroit lead.
And doing much better now in that first quarter, converting less than 30% of their field goal opportunities, bouncing back nicely here in the second.
Now here is Carter. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Shot clock at 5. Holiday with the 3. Detroit with the rebound. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And after that game, it was impressive to look at the box score and see the work they did at the free throw line.
That was a concerted effort to try to get to the line as much as possible, and it really made a difference.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
The Pistons went for it last season, bringing in Blake Griffin, trading away picks and players. It didn't work out the way they wanted, but they are determined to make a go of it. They're in a brand new building, and they hope that their moves in the future will draw fans back to the franchise. Kevin?
Good overview, David. Thank you. Chicago making some changes. Robin Lopez is checked in for Carter. Portis comes in for Parker, and it's Dunn in for Justin Holiday. And Detroit with a change here, too. John Moore, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Now, here's Dunn. Inside. Here's Lopez. Markkanen from outside. No good that time. Now the Pistons take it the other way. This is their first chance to take a look at the Bulls this season.
Yeah, and they took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Last season, the Bulls only won 27 games, but they showed a lot of promise. Hoiberg finally had a roster that could play up-tempo offense, a free-flowing style. That's how he coached in college.
Now, here's Portis. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
Impressive shot by Bobby Portis. People wondered if he could be a stretch 4. He's proven that he can be.
Here's Jackson. 6-point lead. And there's the foul. It'll go on Denzel Valentine. That's foul number 2 for him. And we're talking about Hoiberg. He really looks to take advantage of a defense before it's set.
So true. He'll run someone off an early screen for a 3-point look. Quick dribble handoffs. A lot of movement. He got last year's team to play unselfishly and play hard.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. After the basket by Detroit. That's tipped. Portis against Lure. Portis, the pass to Lopez. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
That's one of those where you think you've got it, you relax for just a second, and then you're kicking yourself.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Markkanen. Down low, here's Bullock. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. And now it's a 10-point Piston lead.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Dunn kicks to Portis. Now here's Valentine. He's guarded closely. Outside Portis. Misses the three.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Picked by Pachulia. Passes it to Jackson. Drains the three-pointer. Jackson's got 5.
And there's that high-arching bomb from Reggie. Way downtown this time. You see the development of his range.
Lopez a screen. And it's Dunn penetrating. Here's Markkanen. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
And this is the value of letting the play develop. You find the weakness in the defense.
And finished off by Lure.
Well, the pace, the big plays they're making, this is a statement run right here.
Hard to remember the last time they've missed. These guys are having fun right now.
Now, here's Dunn. Pass to Markkanen. Kicks it to Valentine. Lock at 6. Lopez a screen. Back to Valentine. Stolen by Jackson. To the inside. Here's Pachulia. And it's sent back by Lopez.
And that is the length of Robin Lopez on display.
Levine's check in for Denzel Valentine. Detroit also making some changes. Johnson, he's checked in for Reggie Bullock. Glenn Robinson III comes in for Langston Galloway. And Smith subbed in for Jackson. Now, here's Dunn. High post Lopez. 26 seconds left now here in the second. For 3, Levine buries it from three-point range. Levine's got his second bucket of the game to go.
That's something you can't defend. Zach using his vertical to shoot over the top.
Over to the left wing. Smith against Dunn. With 4 seconds on the clock, the offensive rebound. The layup off target. And so it's Detroit going into the break with a 10-point lead. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Coach, it's early in the season, so what can you say about how things are going chemistry-wise so far?
I love our guys. We have a great group of young men that are competing hard, and it feels good because I know our guys are totally engaged and focused and giving us what they have.
Dwayne, thanks a lot. Back to you.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it's good to have you back. You're watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. This right here is Kenny the Jet Smith. This right here is Shaquille O'Neal. Me, I'm just Ernie. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. With an excellent team performance in the second quarter, they were able to push ahead, scoring easily and defending with a lot more intensity, pushing out to a 10-point lead here at the half. Taking a look at the Pistons, Shaq, what did you think?
The area where they impressed me the most has been on the boards. When the shot's gone up, everybody goes for it. Just a matter of maintaining that energy, playing with that same kind of aggression in the final 2 quarters.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Bulls.
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
Welcome back to the hustle and bustle of Chicago, a time-lapse view of all the traffic heading toward downtown. Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. Steve, obviously schemes evolve on both sides of the ball. Talk about some of the biggest changes that you have seen defensively since you were playing.
I think the one, Kevin, that sticks out right now, so many teams now are comfortable and are able to switch 1 through 5. You kind of switch 1 and 2s and 4 and 5s. Now you see point guards are switching on centers. And I think also defensively right now, you see a lot of teams right now influencing guys to drive the basketball to their opposite hands. Back when we played, we kind of just played a guy straight up and then let the defense rotate, and you were in full rotation.
And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Lure and Drummond together down low. And there's Jackson. Then there's Reggie Bullock. And it's Galloway in at the 2 spot.
With the flexibility to adjust at the rim, Drummond can catch the pass almost anywhere and still throw it down.
And that was an Unleashed Chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. Now here's Lopez. Levine laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Levine's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Yes, in the first minute or so, you knock down a couple shots. You are in rhythm.
Lure the screen. And another 3 for Detroit.
This is what you want to do for Galloway. Give him a little pick and a little room, and he will knock it down.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
You know, for the most part, their perimeter D is holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
And the Bulls making a change here. Parker's checked in. Bulls trail by 13. And here is Dunn. Parker, a screen on Jackson. Dunn attacking. Parker passes to Portis. And again, no good by Chicago.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And it's Bullock missing. For Chicago, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Outside, Levine. He kicks it to Parker. To the paint. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the back court players tonight for Detroit.
And the front court really has been getting the job done, scoring the lion's share of the points and really causing all sorts of problems for the opponent. They are a big-time key in why they have such a nice lead to this point.
Now here's Jackson. Pass to Lure. And here's Bullock, covered by Parker. Drummond a screen. 6 on the shot clock. Bullock kicks to Jackson. And a miss there on the triple. Bulls trail by 13. And Bobby Portis out of Arkansas improving his long-range shooting year after year.
Yes, he has a nice release, Kevin, on his shot. Not just a finesse big man, though. He battles at either the 4 or the 5 spot.
Now, here's Dunn. Levine inside the 3-point line. Shoots it. And the Bulls with another miss.
You know, coming out of the half, you want to set the tone for the rest of the game. But going 1 for 4 is the wrong way to do it.
So, for the Pistons, Robinson's checked in for Reggie Bullock, and Smith subbed in for Langston Galloway. Bulls on D, trailing by 13. Outside Jackson, a 3-ball. Tries again, and Parker with the block. And he's able to get it back. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
Looking now at the numbers for Jackson, how he performed last season. Came in about 14 points per, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And the numbers, they back it up. Whether he can sustain this level of production, we don't know. But the arrow's pointing upward right now.
Now here's Parker. After the miss from Andre Drummond. 4 on the clock. Parker, a screen on Smith. Stolen by Robinson. And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it. The fast break chance. That one goes in.
This is when Ish is at his best, in space and in transition.
Smith against Levine. They set the screen. The kick out to Holiday. Drops in the tray. Holiday's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Further proof that you can't leave anyone in this league that wide open.
There's the pass to Drummond. Picked by Pachulia. Back to Drummond. Parker with the steal. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Here's Valentine. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Johnson.
Great college pedigree for Denzel Valentine. 4 years at Michigan State University, my alma mater. A hometown kid from Lansing. His father was a Spartan, and Denzel honored to wear his father's number, 45.
And he's good on the second. And Valentine recognized as the National Player of the Year his senior season.
You know, a lot of times seniors will slip in the draft. Valentine, too highly decorated to ignore. A lottery pick in 2016. One of those players who makes others better. Ish Smith, an excellent backup point guard. More than capable of holding down the starting spot as well.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. And the first one drops. Well, Steve Ish Smith with speed to burn. Man, can he fly.
Like a rocket, he pushes the pace. As fast as he plays, he keeps his turnovers extremely low.
Smitty, we've asked you in the past about what you miss the most about playing. What is something that you don't miss about playing?
You know, I think the travel time away from your family. That's the one thing I did miss. And obviously when you're a team, that becomes your second family, and you get a chance to be around those guys. But when you're gone away from home, the amount of days and times that we are, that's the thing I really don't miss, Kevin.
Now here is Holiday. Passes it to Levine. Holiday dishes to Carter. 5 to shoot. Pass to Valentine. The 3. And it's Carter missing.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Stolen by Levine. Holiday, the pass to Carter. From deep. And the Bulls with another miss. Pistons leading by 13. Pass to Robinson. Pachulia trying to break loose. The rebound by Holiday. Chicago's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 4.
An explosive, high-level athlete. You see why Zach has won multiple dunk contests.
52 seconds left in the third quarter. Smith kicks to Drummond. To the paint. Here's Robinson. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
And Levine, here we go. Here's Carter. Holiday dishes to Parker. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
And when you're in catch-up mode, you can ill afford these kinds of errors.
I feel like they're getting ahead of themselves. Just need to rein it in. Focus on each individual possession.
Markkanen, he's checked in for the Bulls. Nice shot by Smith.
And you look at Ish. More than stats, he provides poise and he provides leadership.
Markkanen, a screen on Smith. Thien passes to Markkanen. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. And the dunk by Robinson.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
And so is Detroit, out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Moments ago from the huddle, let's listen in on head coach Fred Hoiberg.
Get it back, guys. Get it back, okay? Let's start it down here. Don't give them anything easy, guys, okay? Here we go. Take control of this game. Let's go. Let's go.
I don't think that's what he wanted, but he's optimistic. You can tell, Greg, that his team can get back in it.
I mean, they can. They've got to follow the game plan from this point on.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Parker and Markkanen, your small and power forwards. Dunn and Levine are the guard set. And it's Lopez in at the 5 roaming the paint. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Here's Smith. And Drummond kicks to Smith. Lure up top. There's the pass to Drummond. Banked in off the glass. Drummond's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Pistons. Stolen by Robinson. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Smith against Dunn. Smith kicks to Lure. There's a screen by Robinson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lure with it. Now defended by Markkanen. And Lure gets it to go.
Timeout. Superb pick there that allowed his teammate to get open and get a clean look at the basket.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. When it comes to flagrant fouls, do you think the difference, Steve, between flagrant 1 and flagrant 2 is being called correctly for the most part?
I do, Kevin. I think we always have gray areas, and when you start to look at rules, but for the most part, I think they're getting a flagrant 1 and a flagrant 2. I think they're getting it right.
Bobby Portis is checked in for Jabari Parker. Then for the Pistons, Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Stanley Johnson. Langston Galloway comes in for Glenn Robinson III. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Smith.
This is a common scenario for Chris Dunn. Pushing the action, drawing contact, making a play.
Drummond with a screen on Dunn. Lobbed up there for Drummond. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
Now, here's Markkanen. He's guarded by Bullock. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
You look at Lauri Markkanen. He's a 7-foot fluid basketball player. Most European players not known for their athleticism, but his mobility is pretty good for a player his size.
The first one falls. And Markkanen, still young, he'll look to add strength as his career continues.
And if he does, Kevin, his future is probably at the center position. It's not about bulk. You've got to be strong to weather that physicality inside.
And Lauri Markkanen, a 7-footer who can really let it fly. At Arizona, the most 3-pointers ever by a 7-footer in a single season.
And that one's good. Drummond.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Dunn against Jackson. Dunn attacking. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Hands it from downtown. And Markkanen also setting records for 3-pointers made by a rookie Greg.
A quick release. The ball comes off his hands so effortlessly. He's more than a stretch big as well. I think he's a shooter who just happens to be 7 feet tall.
We've seen real improvement from Chris Dunn at the free throw line. Used to be his Achilles heel.
Smitty, every so often we'll hear about a team holding a players-only meeting. You've been there, I'm sure. You've gone through that. What exactly goes on in those discussions?
Kevin, when you hear players-only meeting, something's going wrong with the team. And obviously, we meet all the time, but when there's specific, in quotation, a players-only meeting, that's a lot of things are going wrong with the team, with individuals, with the coaches or general managers. They are trying to find a way to hash it out, and those are never good.
Detroit leading by 15. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That's foul number 2 for him. you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Jackson gets the bucket.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Dunn up top, guarded by Jackson. Dunn against Jackson. Lopez. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Dunn's got 3 assists now in this one. For Detroit, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Now a timeout called by Detroit. One thing the Bulls did a great job of last year, Steve, moving the basketball.
They also had pace and space. They ran at every opportunity. The guys were very unselfish. Despite all the losses, the Bulls were a fun team to watch.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Andre Drummond.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he has.
Teams need contributions from everybody to win on the road, not just the stars. And he's done more than his share tonight. An outstanding performance. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Dwayne Casey talk to his team. He gave them props for their defense. He said, the defense has been outstanding. Keep pressuring them, forcing turnovers, and we can win this one. Guys?
Stolen by Levine. And here we go. Fast break. Levine's got it. Count that one. Dunn's got 5 points now this quarter.
That's nice patience by Zach Levine, finding the open man, not trying to do it all himself.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. 1:33 left in the game. Jackson against Dunn. Bobbed up there for Drummond. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Pistons.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
And this team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Andre Drummond.
You know, as the game tonight evolved, he really put the team on his back. He was aggressive, effective, and the defense, they weren't able to adjust.
And I'd say that's it, guys. They're not coming back in this one.
No way. It's time to close the book on this one.
Dunn dishes to Lopez. Picked by Markkanen. Lopez left side. 6 on the shot clock. Markkanen a screen on Drummond. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Andre Drummond picks one up.
And for a center, Robin Lopez is definitely one of the better free throw shooters in the league.
Steve, the Pistons still one of the better defensive teams in the NBA, but wouldn't you say there is still room for improvement there?
Yeah, I think so, especially since Drummond is so young. He's the key, though. Also, Blake Griffin makes them a better rebounding team.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Carter, he's checked in for Lauri Markkanen. Denzel Valentine comes in for Portis. Justin Holiday's checked in for Levine, and it's Payne in for Dunn.
And just staying aggressive, continuing to extend that lead.
They left nothing to chance. This is how you close out.
Here's Payne. The shot, no good. Some solid defense there from Jackson. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Robinson left side. Lots of room. They get it back. Julia the pass to Robinson. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the win.